How to do a wet on wet painting. Okay, so you're going to start by getting your paper wet, hence the term wet on wet. We're going to be painting on top of a wet surface. So you can start just by painting the paper in wet. I'm going to put a little bit of blue on top here. As you can see, it blooming instantly. So that's when the paints spread and expand on their own. That's referred to as a bloom. Okay, so I have a blue bloom occurring. Now I'm going to switch to a smaller brush and I'm going to add in some other colors. So I'm going to use red. I'm going to stick with primary colors here. And I'm going to show you another bloom occurring. So we see the blooms happening as the paint expands. This is a wet on wet painting. The paper is wet, the paint is wet. That's what is causing the paint to spread like this. Okay, we can also create bleeds using this technique. A bleed is when you have two colors that are wet side by side and they begin to run into each other. So I'm using my primary colors here. I'm letting them bleed into each other. Of course, we see the secondaries start to form on the paper where our primary colors are touching. And this is a basic wet on wet technique. As this dries, it will completely change. So how the way it looks now is not how it's going to look when it's finished. Okay, that is wet on wet.